What happened to the pod I fell in love with? Because this right here is not it. And I've been riding Mona's backside for a good 2 months now. It wasn't until today's Patreon episode that it finally clicked for me. Mona, let me start by saying this. Apology first. I apologize for getting frustrated with your potting style. Because today I realized you're moving like you have to carry the whole team on your back. And honestly, who else is really going to do it? Scrolling through the Patreon comments today, I noticed two very clear takes. One side was saying, pass the ball. Mona, you talk too much. Tell her to shut the hell up. Joe and Ian need to have a conversation with her. Then, on the other side, I saw people defending Mona. They were asking a real question. Who exactly is she supposed to pass the ball to? At first, while reading these comments, I'm not going to lie, I agreed with the people telling her to shut up. But then I kept reading the other comments and thought, wait a second, they actually have a point. Who the hell is she supposed to pass the ball to? They've tried giving the ball to Imani, and he's another one who catches unnecessary hate in the comments, Patreon and YouTube alike. They say he talks too much, they say he's too sensitive, they say he gets frustrated over everything. But A, people play with his name way too much, and I'm definitely addressing that on Patreon because I'm breaking that down clean and clear. B, nobody else contributes the way he does, and when others do contribute, they get sensitive outside of him. He actually calls people out on it, and yet nothing changes. So we keep pointing fingers at Mona, we keep pointing fingers at Imani, but the finger really needs to be pointed at the central architect of the pod, Joe. Lately, there have been multiple moments where Joe starts telling a story, and we all know Joe is a master storyteller. Normally, when he tells a story, I'm locked in. I want to hear the ending. I want the punchline. But recently, something's been off. You can hear the fake laugh coming, and everyone on the set knows that fake laugh, because right after he does it, they all laugh too. He gets the fake laugh out of the way, we sit through this long build-up, and then the story goes nowhere, just a nothing burger. Joe's been serving a lot of nothing burger stories lately, and because he wants the pod to be laugh-based, comedy-based, comedian-based, whatever word fits, he ends up cutting off deeper conversations that the audience actually wants to hear. He'll stop other people mid-story. Then later, we wonder why the cast doesn't open up about their personal lives, and boom, we start the cycle all over again. Oh, Mona talks too much. She should talk less. But she can't talk less because nobody else is passing the ball, and she can't pass the ball because there's nowhere to pass it. Then you look at the rest of the cast, and you finally understand why they don't share anything personal.
They've been cruising at that #1 spot for a minute now. I remember when they used to talk about The Breakfast Club all the time. Every time ratings came up, especially when The Breakfast Club was #1 in their demo or wherever they were syndicated, they'd say the same thing over and over. They're not exciting anymore. They're not bringing anything fresh. They're not delivering compelling content. They're only #1 because there's no real competition. And honestly, I'm starting to feel that same way about the Joe Budden Pod. Every single week, I see at least 10 comments saying, I'm canceling my subscription. This is the month I finally do it. And you never used to see that back in the early Patreon days. That's what makes this tough. On one hand, I feel the fans, saying, damn, it just doesn't hit the same anymore. The episodes that do hit usually have one specific person involved. And yes, I'm talking about Flip. But let me be fair here. I don't want to discredit anyone. Mark's presence is definitely missed. And Mona actually had a solid pod by her own standards, because she was doing what she normally does on her own network, to the point where people were telling viewers to just go watch her show instead. And it's like, hold up, we already do that. What's the point of bringing in a new hire if they're not contributing more than the people already on the pod? What would be the purpose of adding her just to fill the female voice slot? No, she's clearly looking at this as an opportunity, and she's been calling out the people on that show, directly. She said it multiple times. Joe, you'd be better off doing this by yourself. And that's a shot, a clear shot at Ice and Imani, everybody except Mark and Flip. She's basically saying you're better off solo. She's saying, I can't do this with these people, and since they're not contributing, I'm going to talk over them. And now it looks like there's a little tension brewing between Joe and Mona. I'm not going to speculate too hard just yet, but something is definitely there. Because Mona feels like, why are you coming at me so aggressively? You're telling me to shut up. You're telling me to pass the ball. You're telling me to let other people speak. But when I do sit back and stay quiet, nobody says anything. Nobody steps up. Nobody talks, except Imani. And we already know how Mona feels about Imani because she defends him every chance she gets.
I'm honestly tired of pointing the finger at Mona. I'm tired of pointing the finger at Mark. I'm tired of constantly breaking down the new hires and their contributions. Because let's be very clear, they're coming in and actually giving effort. The real issue is Ice and Ish. They move like this show is beneath them. And notice, Ice said he was dropping the Patreon. I'm still waiting. Still waiting. Meanwhile, for all the criticism people throw at Imani, he said he was starting a Patreon, and he actually did it, and it's booming. Sorry if I sound frustrated. It's just that this is the pod we all used to love, cherish, and never miss. Now it's getting harder for me to show up the day it drops and watch it all the way through. One full sitting, just one sitting. I'm forced to break it up into sections, and that's wild, because even on the good episodes, I'm still not finishing them in one go. So yeah, but I'm honestly tired of pointing the finger at the people who are actually trying. How are you going to tell someone they talk too much on a platform where they're literally paid to speak? I wouldn't have to hog the ball this much if people actually wanted it when it's passed to them. But y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Am I bugging like I usually do, or do I actually have a point like everyone else saying the same thing? When are they going to start listening to the people who actually pay them? Especially Patreon. That's the audience you should be paying the most attention to. There's a reason I'm posting on Patreon every single day. But anyway, y'all let me know if I'm tripping in the comments, because this is getting ridiculous. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the page if you haven't already, and if you have, you already know how we're rocking. Sorry for the little rasp in my voice. I'm starting to sound like Ice. Your boy's been sick for about 2 weeks, trying to shake it. This medicine is not working fast enough. But that usually happens when the weather keeps changing, especially down here in Texas. So again, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll catch y'all a little later. Make sure you slide over to Patreon because as I said, I've got a full breakdown and I'm tired of biting my tongue about this. This is getting serious. See y'all soon. Peace.